A gentle morning stillness blankets the high plateau as the first soft light touches the grassy fields. Soon, Jane leads her fluffy companions through the dewy fields, beginning their slow walk toward the meadow. Under the shade of an ancient oak, Jane pauses to clear a small patch of soft earth. With her wooden tool, she carefully traces a circle, watching the dust rise as shapes take form. Then, she counts her sheep, connecting their movements to the patterns emerging on the quiet ground below. Deep in thought, she studies the shapes, wondering if they might hold the secret to building bridges. Little Sean nudges the earth with a curious nose, inadvertently blurring the edge of a delicate triangle. Smiling softly, she gently fixes the line, teaching the clever little lamb about patience and steady geometry. Meanwhile, Shirley finds a patch of shade, settling into a peaceful nap while the morning sun climbs. As the sun rises higher, she begins mapping out complex arcs, aiming for a design that is strong. Midday arrives as the golden sunlight intensifies, painting the landscape in vibrant shades of green and gold. After much work, she rests by the flowing stream, quenching her thirst with fresh, cool spring water. The loyal sheep join her at the water's edge, their soft bleats mingling with the melody of nature. She studies the current, observing how it curves around stones, imagining her bridge standing strong against it. Laying down her stick, she begins drafting the architecture of a bridge meant to unite two worlds. Sean watches with wide eyes, as if understanding the grand design appearing beneath her busy, dusty hands. With focused precision, she uses a simple wooden stick as a scale to keep her proportions perfectly accurate. While the work continues, Shirley plays among the clovers, adding a touch of joy to their busy afternoon. The sun is warm on her back, yet her determination only grows with every passing hour of study. She forgets the world around her, lost in a landscape of lines that point toward a hopeful future. As the afternoon wanes, the sky turns into a canvas of soft amber, signaling the close of day. Together, they begin the slow walk back, the long shadows stretching out across their peaceful grassy path. She pauses at the fence, looking up as the first stars blink to life in the twilight sky. The patient sheep wait by the gate, watching their young shepherd dream of bridges beneath the starlit canopy. With the village lights flickering in the distance, she knows her plans will soon become a reality. Her gaze lingers on the valley floor, where a bridge will soon span the gap between two homes. Feeling her resolve, the quiet animals rest, sensing that tomorrow will bring a new and important task. With a final look at the horizon, she turns toward home, ready to build a path for everyone. The quiet village settles into the evening, smoke curling from chimneys as the work of day concludes. Night descends gracefully, bringing silence and calm to the fields where her dreams have begun to sprout. A new dawn breaks, casting long, peaceful shadows across the wooden porch where her journey will continue. She gathers her simple tools, feeling determined to turn her sketches into something that can truly last. Sean waits by the porch steps, his tail wagging in anticipation of the day's coming adventures together. Shirley wakes with a slow stretch, her round shape looking particularly soft in the early morning sunlight. Stepping down from the porch, she takes a deep breath, ready to face the challenges of today. Checking her notes, she reviews the bridge plans, ensuring every calculation is as strong as it needs. Even with important work ahead, little Sean cannot resist a moment of playful nudge and light fun. Laughing, she pets his soft head, reminding herself that kindness is as important as any clever calculation. Following close behind, Shirley trots happily, eager to see where the morning path will lead them now. The porch grows quiet again as the trio ventures forth to meet the challenges of their day. In this open clearing, she begins to redraw her bridge, making every line clear and very precise. She explains the layout to Sean, her fingers tracing the path where the bridge will stand tall. The little lamb seems to listen closely, his head tilted as if pondering the logic of the design. Content to simply be nearby, Shirley dozes in the grass, trusting Jane with all her little heart. She works with intensity, sketching in the supports and the beams, layer by layer, until it's perfect. A sudden gust of wind sweeps across the clearing, making her hair dance as she secures her work. She quickly blocks the wind, protecting the fragile earth drawing from being swept away by the gusts. Steadying her breath, she returns to her task, refusing to let the weather sway her firm goals. Seeing her composed again, Sean edges closer, his presence a quiet comfort in the middle of nature. Finally, she gazes at her work, a masterpiece drawn on the ground representing a bridge for all. The afternoon sunlight begins to dim, turning the whole field into a warm, shimmering blanket of gold. She packs away her tools, knowing that the plans are now safe and ready for the next step. Playfully circling her, Sean signals that it's time to head home before the light fades away completely. She gives him a gentle pat, her touch full of thanks for his company throughout the long day. Shirley shakes off the dust, her round form bobbing slightly as she joins them for the walk home. They walk in harmony, the trio moving slowly through the tall grass as the horizon glows intensely. She steals one last look at her drawing, her heart swelling with promise and a quiet, building hope. The path home is familiar, yet tonight it feels different, paved with the invisible stones of her bridge. Flowers brush against their legs as they pass, their colors muted under the deepening evening sky above them. As they move forward, the silhouettes against the fading light tell a story of simple, steady, enduring peace. Dusk settles gently over the farm as a single lantern begins to glow, marking the end of day. Stepping inside, she leaves the world behind, carrying the lessons she learned into her quiet, cozy home. The sheep return to their straw beds, settling in for a night of rest after a long day. A warm light shines through the window, suggesting that plans are being refined even as evening falls. She sits at her wooden desk, sketching new ideas on paper while the village sleeps around her tonight. Her focus is unwavering, as every line she draws brings her bridge one step closer to actual life. Outside, Sean drifts into dreams, his quiet breathing the only sound in the peaceful, cool night air. Beside him, Shirley is deeply asleep, curled up into a soft, round ball of thick, cozy, warm wool. Leaning back, she looks up into the rafters, her mind filled with the blueprints for her future bridge. Finally, she turns out the light, surrendering to the quiet promise of a bright, hopeful morning tomorrow. A misty morning greets the field, where the humble beginning of a bridge stands against the quiet horizon. Walking out, Jane heads straight for the site, her pace steady and full of anticipation for the work. Sean and Shirley bound along behind her, sensing the importance of this special day for their shepherd. Lifting a wooden beam, she begins the work, her hands moving with purpose and deep, growing confidence. Sean stays close, his watchful eyes tracking every movement as the structure starts to take real form. The steady rhythm of the hammer echoes through the air as she drives the first stakes home firmly. Shirley rests nearby, observing the progress while munching on some delicious, fresh, green morning field grass. Tired but happy, she stops for a moment, seeing the bridge rise from her daydreams into reality. A smile touches her lips as she realizes the dream she once drew in the dirt is real. Sean nudges her hand, a sweet gesture that makes her feel proud of the work they've done today. Before leaving the field, Jane carefully marks each corner with small stones so tomorrow's work will not be lost. Sean circles the stones with proud little steps, treating the rough outline like a treasure he helped protect. Shirley lowers her soft head to the grass nearby, calm and patient while the evening air grows cooler. Jane studies the stream once more, noticing where the banks are strongest and where the current pulls hardest. She imagines travelers crossing safely, children visiting friends, and neighbors sharing food without fear of the narrow gap. That thought strengthens her tired hands, because the bridge is no longer only a drawing made for herself. It becomes a promise to the valley, a promise that effort can turn distance into connection and worry into trust. The next morning, she gathers straight branches, smooth planks, and flat stones chosen carefully from the riverbank. Each piece is tested against her drawing, and every small adjustment teaches her more about balance, weight, and patience. Sean carries a short length of rope in his mouth, trotting proudly as if he were an expert builder. Jane laughs at the sight, then accepts the rope with gratitude, tying it around the first supporting post. Shirley stands beside the unfinished frame, steady as a woolly guardian watching over the fragile beginning of the bridge. When the wind rises again, Jane lowers her shoulders and works slowly, choosing accuracy over speed in every movement. The first beam settles into place with a soft wooden knock, and her heart answers with quiet confidence. Her quiet dream grows now. As evening arrives, the bridge stands complete, reflecting the golden hues of the setting sun quite beautifully. Jane stands proudly on the bridge, looking out over the landscape that she has finally brought together. Sean runs lightly across the new planks, happy to see the path open for everyone at last. Shirley follows slowly, her cautious steps showing she enjoys the sturdy bridge Jane has created today. She looks toward the other village, knowing that soon people will be crossing here with total ease. The sunset light paints the scene in deep orange, celebrating the accomplishment of a young girl's dreams. She hugs her loyal sheep, both of them sharing this beautiful moment on their brand new bridge. Together, they walk home, leaving the bridge to stand silent and proud under the darkening evening sky. Back on her porch, Jane rests at last, feeling the gentle night breeze cool her happy face. The stars shine brightly over the new bridge, closing the story with a final, peaceful, quiet calm.